What's the most insane demand a bride made for her wedding? My friend said she had had a dream of her perfect wedding, and it was so beautiful she woke up crying, wrote it all down, and cried for hours because it was just so beautiful and perfect. She even made some sketches and said this was a vision from God of her wedding, and she couldn't even explain the warmth and ecstatic love to me because she didn't have the words, but that she would do anything to capture it perfectly. She then likened herself to an artist with divine inspiration, and went on for about 20 minutes about the details of her inspiration, and how beautiful and uniting this wedding would be, that it would change lives and be so much more than a ceremony, and that the execution was so perfect that it would be more of a visual statement, an artistic dedication to love that everyone would be a living part of. In this beautiful, perfect wedding, I am to the front left on the aisle, playing violin as her guests arrive. In a long white gown, feathered and beaded and soft, very romantic. I'll know it when I see it. I laughed and told her I've never played the violin before, and as such, may have a hard time performing for her guests. She told me that I had a year to learn and that this was extremely important to her. I looked at what I could of her beautiful wedding notes. They seem really insane. Lots of stuff feverishly circled or written over and over like, inspect what you expect over and over, and all in white literally scribbled over other words, all in the margins, copied into big paragraphs. The part she showed me of my role just said, my name, violin soft and complex, beautiful and intricate, a concerto lots of detail. Wow, the guests. I don't know how to play violin at all. I've literally never touched one. She sounded like she was on drugs, talking about it. She was feverish and flitting from topic to topic, and talking about how maybe I could compose something, but she wanted it to sound so intricate that no one would believe it was just one person playing it. It seems beyond normal bride stuff, and when I told her even if I did have a year to learn to play it would be basic at best, she slammed her hand on the table and said, stop, then went right back to her cheery, excited talk about her divine wedding. I very gently tried to refuse and told her that this wedding sounded really important, and that I would be happy to try to find a professional to play for her, and she just said, no, it has to be you, I'm sure of it, and went right back to talking as if I had suggested I wearing a hat to the beach, just really casually dismissed. Then she dropped a bomb. Besides, I already bought your violin and it was almost $2,000. What? I don't know how to play. I told her she was being insane, but she just kept making no noises or putting up her hands or saying enough. Eventually, she just said the violin would be here in a few weeks, and that I needed to find someone who gives lessons and learn, and that she believed in me. She told me that worst case scenario, I get to learn a skill most people would love to learn, and that if I do well, I can have the violin as payment. I don't want a violin. I don't play. Then she left, and here I am dumbfounded. I sent a message to her fiance and added after, I'm really worried because this seems pretty mentally unstable, way beyond normal bride stuff. I got this reply on Facebook from her, not her fiance, at about 2 p.m. today. Thanks so much for trying to tell my husband I'm crazy. Thank God he understands what it is like to love someone and what planning a wedding is all about. Excuse me, but I have a dream I am passionate about. Trust me, if you ever get a ring with that attitude, you will understand too, but I doubt it. Nice try trying to get between us, but guess what, sweetie? Nothing can tear us apart, least of all you. You are clearly jealous, and that makes me feel really bad for you. Then, about an hour ago, I got a message from her fiance, a long message. The TLDR is that she went fucking nuts on a florist because he couldn't do her entire wedding in Wisteria, the horror. Almost got arrested for making a scene in his store. He found out she has spent her financial aid/student loan money for the second half of summer, and the fall on random wedding stuff like my violin, and has been booking venue tours and tastings with ridiculous expensive prices. If anyone is familiar with Texas, she is looking at doing her wedding in a giant castle in that ritzy Lake Travis part of Austin. You know, by the huge multi-million-dollar mansions. So he told her about the need for a budget and being realistic, and she threw an epic fucking fit. At this point, she left and went to her sister's house. I messaged him back saying that she may be bipolar and in a manic state, and to ask her sister to maybe get her to a doctor, but he was more upset and focused on being hurt at what she had said to him about the wedding than her. She threw a right little tantrum and accused us of sleeping together. I told him that, needless to say, I would not be playing violin in their wedding and that I was sorry for any trouble, but I really did think it was best he seek some mental health help for her.